Mrs. O'Keefe? Mrs. O'Keefe,
Yes.
hello.
Sorry,
hello.
I'm very busy.
Mrs. O'Keefe, what are you doing? Stop.
I've got lots to do. Sorry.
Please,
Sorry,
Mrs. O'Keefe, just stop for a second. You look like you're snowed under with things to do.
Well, I've got lots of jobs to do.
Yeah, but you're clearly trying to do too much.
Well, I'm trying to do them all at once, I think.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
But unfortunately, if you're trying to do everything at once, you're probably not doing anything well. It's far better to be slow and steady to win the race than to rush things and not get anything done.
All right, that reminds me of that story. There is a story about that, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
Well, I think perhaps it might be a good idea if I remind myself about that story. Shall we share it with everybody?
Yes, I think that's a good idea. Okay. And let's work out which character you are and which character I am.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. This is the story of the hare and the tortoise.
There once lived a very proud hare. He loved to stroll around the warren with his nose held high in the air. Everyone knew that the hare thought he was the best hare there ever was. There was one thing that the hare was more proud of than anything else. He had been blessed with strong back legs, and that meant he could run very fast. He never missed an opportunity to show off his running skills to his friends, and no one had ever been known to run faster than him. Or not until the day he met the tortoise, who slowly crawled by as the hare was bragging to his friends. Hurry up, old tortoise," laughed the hare. "If you went much slower, the grass would grow over you."
"You may rush all you wish," the tortoise said, "but I get to where I want to be soon enough, thank you." He looked the hare up and down slowly before continuing. "In fact, I reckon I could get there quicker than you, fast as you are." The hare burst out laughing. "Quicker than me? That I should like to see." And so he challenged the tortoise to a race. The arrangements were soon made, and the very next day everyone arrived to watch the hare and the tortoise run their race. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! cried the rooster, and in a flash the hare was out of sight and over the hill. The crowd clapped and cheered as the old tortoise lifted first one foot and then the other, and slowly began to make his way along the path. He neither looked to the right nor to the left, but kept his eyes on the winding road straight ahead.
The hare raced along the road. It was obvious to one and all that the hare was in a great hurry, and it seemed he would surely win. Far behind him, the tortoise plodded steadily along. Soon the hare had reached the race's halfway point. "I have plenty of time," he said to himself. "I must be miles ahead of that old slowpoke tortoise by now. In fact, I could have a snooze right here and now, and when I wake up, continue on my way, and I would still have time to beat that tortoise." And so the hare sat down under a tree and went to sleep. The hours passed by, and after a time the tortoise appeared over the hill. He walked down the road till he reached the spot where the hare sat, fast asleep. The tortoise looked but didn't say a word, then continued steadily on his way.
The sun was beginning to go down when the hare suddenly woke up. He yawned and stretched and saw to his satisfaction that the tortoise was nowhere to be seen. "Plenty of time to win the race," said the hare to himself happily. Off down the road he sped, but as he came over the hill, he saw the most amazing sight. There ahead of him was the tortoise taking his last few steps towards the finish line. The crowds cheered wildly as his shiny shell broke the tape in two, and the rooster declared him the winner. As the hare panted for breath at the end of the race, the tortoise smiled. Slow I may be, but I keep my eye on the goal, and I don't let anything distract me.
Oh, well, Mrs. O'Keefe, what do you think the moral of that story was? What was the message there, and how can we relate it to you?
Well, I think the main message there is you're clearly an old tortoise, Miss P. No, I'm just joking. The message is clearly that if we take our time, we get things done properly, rather than rush to do too many jobs, just like I was doing earlier on. And it's really important to think about that, isn't it? To take a deep breath, to take our time, and to do the best that we can do at a steady pace, rather than panicking and getting and rushing to too many things to do. Now, I love stories that are about animals, and I particularly like that story because it includes a tortoise.
Ooh.
And we are very lucky here, aren't we? Because we have got our friend Timmy, who I have to say is missing everybody. He's missing all the boys and girls who are working at home at the moment. And we're really lucky to have him. And we have been, haven't we, between us all who are in school, we've been keeping him well fed and watered. But I think he's getting a little bit bored of the same old kale every day for his breakfast. So we've got a bit of a plan, haven't we?
We have, and one of the great things about school at the moment is that we do have some children in, and I've got my special friend Harry here, who is going to come and talk about a competition that we are going to run for Timmy the tortoise. So I'm just going to move out of the way, and Harry's going to come and sit down here. Harry, come and sit down in your spot. There we go.
Hi.
Right, so sit up, Harry, so we can see your face.
I have to do this.
Okay. So, Harry, do you want to read our competition out?
So basically what you need to do is you need to design a tasty menu for Timmy. And he is a Russian horse-field tortoise, so you should research those to find out what they eat. And you need to create a week's menu for him by the end of next week, also known as
the end of half term.
Yeah, the end of half term. And then you can submit them to Miss Pattinson. And then and I also told Elliot that he was going to see something this afternoon, but I didn't tell him exactly what. So this is what I was going to show you, Elliot. And also, by the way, I feed Timmy every morning with Mrs. Pattinson, and if she's not here, then I do it with Miss Moore.
Thank you, Harry. That is great. You've said that beautifully. Well done. And just to add, if you could send in your menus for Timmy, and there will be a small prize for the most creative. And what we'll do is we will give Timmy that menu for the week. So that is that. Thank you ever so much, Harry, for helping us look after Timmy at the moment.
No problem.
What we can do, Miss P, is that information we could perhaps share on people's Google Classrooms as well, just to remind them about it. So we really look forward to hearing all about your ideas for Timmy's weekly menu by the end of next week, just before half term starts.
There we go. So, Mrs. O'Keefe, how are you going to spend the rest of the day? Will you be rushing around?
No, I'm going to try and take my time and get all my jobs done properly. I'll make a list and I'll work through my list slowly and steadily, just like the tortoise in the story, and I'll stop being so much of a hare.
Well, have a lovely day.
Bye, everyone.
Hello.
See you soon.
Hello.